Grand Rising Soul Fam. So I took a bit of a sacred pause as we got to have a beautiful retreat here on the weekend, over the weekend, and coming back to the 40 days of devotion while we have Venus retrograde to share today some resources, starting with the Wisdom Keepers 64 Faces of Awakening by Dr. Rosie Aronson, and taking a look at Gene Key 20 today. This is the gift of self-assurance. So there is the imagery there, and let's check it out. So this is the shadow of superficiality, the gift of self-assurance, and the divine expression of presence. So we've got the candle lit, we're welcoming in a little ceremony, this little invitation for a pause, for a moment to check in. This starts off with a Richard Rudd quote that says, "As you begin to accept that life has its own plans and flow, you also to begin to stop interfering with the process at a mental level." My wisdom story. Ever since I could hold a bow in my hand, I envisioned my career as a violinist. When other children played in the grass, I played my scales. My mind was constantly thinking about the future, planning my next piece, where I'd play, and whom I'd impress. Once I began performing, my mind was consumed with either obsessions about the next performance or agonizing regrets over the last one. While my music moved people to tears, it just kept me moving. I was always on my way from here to there, living on airplanes and stages. I knew the music so well, I didn't even have to listen. I could worry about my next flight without missing a note. Sometimes after a concert surrounded by fans, my eyes would glaze over as if I were absent. But most of the time, I was as hectic as a hiveless bee, constantly checking, calling, texting, practicing, scheduling, traveling, performing, and traveling again. I was so lost in a life of success and superficiality. Until one day, I was stranded in an airport with thousands of people waiting for me in another city, all because of a lousy storm. In a rage, I roared, throwing my briefcase onto the floor and sending hundreds of loose sheets of music into the air. The strangest thing happened as they cascaded like snowflakes in the room. I started laughing, hysterically. Soon, the people around me joined me. Before I knew it, I picked up my violin and just started playing, just for fun. It felt like a symphony of angels were playing through my instrument. Tears of joy streamed down my face. I had never been so present. The spirits of everyone were lifted, and from that moment on, I knew that everything was going to be okay. My gift to you. I come to bring you great relief. Your mind may be busy telling you what to do. That's okay. For this moment, I invite you to smile tenderly at your sweet, worried mind and know that everything is going to be all right. Right now, there is nothing to do, nothing to make happen, nothing to worry about, nothing to regret, not in this moment. Let's just take a deep breath together. And know that your life is in the hands of something far greater than you could ever imagine. Even if you can't feel at one with this moment, you are absolutely here, right now, I promise you. Rejoice in the wonder of presence, and genuine self-assurance will be your reward. Questions for contemplation. Do you feel absent in your life, like you're going through the motions but you're not really there? Does it feel impossible for you to slow down? Are you afraid of what might happen, or what you might feel if you dropped all of that hectic activity? In what situations and with whom do you find it easy to be present? And which are more challenging? Spend a few minutes in front of a mirror. Look in your eyes. Is anyone home? See if you can become even more present. Can you find a way to relax? Notice the thoughts and feelings that arise as you look into your eyes. Write what you learned from this experience in your journal. So here we go. from Dr. Rosie Aronson's deck, The 64 Faces of Awakening. Sending you so much love. Namaste.